Warning, 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 warning.
This is a Emergency Broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and hand me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Broadcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 218 we are on tonight. And now we have we are on my show.
We are on your show. It's Uncle the Podcast, of course, live every Friday night from the facilities of ochili.com.
Yeah.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah. What does the chat room have to talk?
Well, the chat rooms are going. Of course, we're live on ochili.com, and we're also live on Twitch, YouTube, Periscope. Looks like the chat is going over there at Twitch. We've got Creative Accidents there.
I'd like to hear his talk. I'm talking to him today.
He says, Creative Accidents says that he is standing up. Hey, Sidekick. Hey, Uncle. He says, hello there, Creative Accidents. Glad to have you as always. The ochili.com chat I will pull up here in a moment so that the live stream can see that. But yeah, it's just another Friday night. We're just having fun, Uncle. This is what we do on the show.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, well, I guess we have to deal with this is that, and of course we do. Sounds like I'm complaining, but I assure you that I'm not, is that the contest last week that we completed and we got a winner.
Got one winner out of that
to
contest.
Name that tune.
Yeah, but
it continues.
Continues?
It's we thought this was over, but it's back.
Well, wait a minute now. We didn't have music. So it's not going to have the Rockmen play it again.
No?
Because we haven't had a practice call.
No, we haven't practiced any new material.
So
Chuck,
why cannot have a song with the practice?
Well, let me explain to you what happened, Uncle. Because on Wednesday, Spent Kent, who was the winner on last Friday, called into my show. And so I was just kind of promoting and going, oh, yeah, Spent Kent, you won the T-shirt on Uncle, and this and that. And he said, yeah, listen, I don't want the shirt. And I said, well,
he didn't want the shirt.
I said,
Send
why?
it back to me.
Well, no, well, he hasn't gotten it yet, but I said, why? But, wouldn't you, I talked to him off air first, but on my show, he said, yeah, I don't want it. There's a reason and all that. But he told me just on my show tonight that I could tell you why. He would need an extra big shirt. So he said, look, let somebody have it who can wear it because it's not going to fit me. Whatever size. And I said, okay, no problem. I said, if you want, I'll send you an alternative prize, and I'll give you an Ocelli hat, and I'll have you be the first person who gets, because I'm also having masks made for Ocelli.com. There's going to be washable, made in the USA masks with the logo on it. So I said, I'll send you the first mask I get, and I'll send you a hat and some other stuff, and is that cool as a prize package for you? And he was thrilled. But he wanted somebody to get the shirt that would wear the shirt. So he basically is giving back the prize because he didn't want you to have to order like a 4X or whatever shirt.
So what he had to have then is a call a sidekick over here to get on the ball and get those extra size shirts. He wanted the exercise shirts. Sidekick, you have messed up the problem.
Yeah, no.
We cannot do these because they have to know the sizes.
Well, here's
he took mine if he had the proper size.
Well, but here's the problem though is that it would be a special order. I know because these kind of shirts, you don't get them. It's not like you get them at Walmart in this size. You know what I'm saying? So they're a special order. So. That's the thing. Well, it's hard to do, and it's expensive. So he's happy, though, if somebody else gets the shirt, whatever you guys decide to do with it, that's fine, but the prize is still in play. So there you have it.
That's still open. So we got to play something else now.
Yeah, so I gave him a prize. That's what's going to go on here. Okay.
No. Let's hope we don't have to play our band, though. I like something different.
I know.
We don't. I don't think we have to go back to the Name That Tune live. Although I did enjoy it. I don't like.
I mean,
there was a lot of fun.
I just couldn't sing it. I mean, it's the way
Well,
my band is. My band does not do it like a regular band.
it's punk rock, Uncle.
It's punk rock, but my music, it goes with the music.
It does.
But this. Oh, so now.
It's. I mean, yeah. It's a tall order, like doing a punk rock cover song and then having people being able to understand when the world it is we're doing.
Maybe if Sunshine calls, she might get it.
Maybe. Now there is an interesting thing that I actually found out today that I hadn't realized. It happened actually last week and it slipped by me. Was that Ray in Australia, frequent listener, and who has already bought tie-dye. He was one of the first ones to buy an Uncle the T-shirt, tie-dye. He actually answered Name That Tune correctly last week, and but he didn't call in was the thing, so I didn't notice it.
So what? No, but he doesn't get it because he didn't call in. Is that right?
Yeah,
he called called the name song.
Yeah, I mean, technically, our rule was if you call in, the first caller to call in with the answer was the winner. So I was,
and we did say at one point, Aaron, that if we didn't get a call or get it, that we would go to if somebody texts or sends us a tweet or sends us an email. Correct. So we said we would keep track of the timestamp, so the first person that did that would be the winner. So in light of the fact that Spent Kent did it, he called in and he was the first one, and we had lots of callers, but he was the first one to get it. That means that based on what we said, Ray should get it, but he's already bought a shirt. So
yeah, I know.
I don't know what to do now.
I mean, I am perfectly willing to send another shirt to Ray. I would do that, although I don't know if he's going to be interested in that, honestly.
Well,
so that's a tricky thing.
The one that won.
What
we
one?
talk about something else then?
Okay, well, first of all, let me address a question in the chat room. I see Robin's in there. He's asking,
hands up. I know.
If we want to be doing this live stream thing, right, we have to interact with the chat room. So
I know.
So it's Green Seed. Robin is asking, what is MST again? Monkey C, the band name, and yes, it's Monkey Suit Twister.
Monkey Tube Twister.
That's
but the problem, the Twister man can't hardly get the tunes right. I can't get the songs when I'm singing this crazy kind of song.
It's tough.
It's tough for my vocal cords. Let's put it that way.
It's tough for your vocal cords.
For me, I mean, you're easy enough to play the guitar, nice and easy. Goes right through you. But for a tour, for the actually singing this with this kind of rock, I've noticed my voice. I just can't get the tune in there.
Well, the guitar goes right through me as if I took a laxative.
Well, I know. Ooh, I mean,
and Uncle's singing isn't quite the same because, I mean, you're a true punk rocker, Uncle.
I know I am.
And that
it's the point is when we play the song, I can't put the song to the rock.
I know it's because it's confining you into the cage of an already pre-existing set of lyrics, like that somebody wrote. Somebody took the time to write it all out, and they thought they were all fancy.
And that's what I'm having trouble with.
They thought they were a little poet, and like, oh, look, this song means something. I'm all fancy.
Well, let me give you a counter argument there, though, Aaron, because when Sid Vicious did "My Way," which was a Frank Sinatra song, he definitely changed the lyrics, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
I killed a cat, blah, 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 I don't know if everybody remembers it, but Frank Sinatra said nothing about killing a cat or not being a queer, which Sid Vicious did. I'm just offering the argument, you understand? And that would be an icon of punk, right? If you're definitely graduating into more T-shirts, there's going to be an Age of Transitions one, or have we decided on that yet? Or have you decided on it, really, because it's you?
Okay. Yeah, so let's get into that. The T-shirts,
because why Ray could be offered a gift certificate, basically.
Yeah.
On the future shirt,
yes, Chuck. Thank you.
That's
See,
good ignorance.
and that way he gets an Uncle shirt and an Age of Transition shirt because he already bought the Uncle shirt.
Correct.
And that would be pretty cool. And plus, I also proposed the Ocelli shirt, and I even proposed the Monkey Suit Twister shirt if this is a successful venture, right? So, I mean, I'm not trying to push you into doing it, but what I'm saying is if you do wind up doing it, you could always say, Ray, we owe you a shirt. So you can get the next one that we make, which is an Age of Transition shirt, because I know Ray listens to that show as well, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think we have our solution there, Chuck. Because
Trying to help, you know?
yeah, no, that's good. I mean, I am going to have Age of Transitions and actually Ocelli.com shirts made, or Ocelli Effect shirts made. So when I do that, I'm going to put the order in for them, and then a few extras on the extra large scale of shirts for the Uncle shirts, because we've depleted that much faster than I had realized we were going to do.
We got rid of all them shirts because you didn't know on my shirts are the size for the people.
I didn't know that
line.
was going to happen.
That was the bottom line.
Yeah,
That surprised me.
That's it.
In
That's
fair-
what it is.
Yeah, and in fairness, Uncle, I mean, I did the same thing when I did gray shirts for Ocelli.com, and I was stuck with a whole bunch of mediums.
Awesome.
And large ones. I had medium and large. That's what I had. And it was, well, when they want you to order, they tell you order a bunch of different sizes, so you do.
I wouldn't mind if I ordered got one from your shirts.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, I gave away the rest of the shirts before I even started producing your show. And, but I'm just saying, these were cheap shirts that I did for a little bit, and they were great. I gave away a bunch of them in Dallas when I went there in 2017. So I'm just saying, it's hard to know what everybody's going to want. And so not Sidekick's fault here with the not realizing that, especially Americans are not small people. Just saying.
Yeah, sure.
It has to be from the people have to tell you the size for themselves.
Yeah.
That's what they have to tell you. Because if you don't get that telling you what size, you don't know what size you're going to need.
No.
And that's the point.
No. My foresight was not there when it comes to the actual sizes. Although I will say overall, the T-shirt project is a success as far as I'm concerned. We've sold a few already, sent out a few, mailed out a few. I'm happy with the orders that have come in, and it's going well. And I'll say that this shirt, the first Uncle the Podcast tie-dye shirt that we're doing, I mean, it's a limited run thing, and I think we're only going to do this. I'll get a couple more of the extra large and double extra larges here for it. But I think once we deplete that, I'm going to move on to the Age of Transitions and Ocelli Effect shirts and not return to another Uncle shirt unless there's a demand for it again. So
unless someone wants one.
Yeah, if I get a lot of people saying like, hey, bring back an Uncle shirt, or I see people in the chat room now talking about they want the Uncle Punk hair shirt, Creative Accidents.
See, that's why I was saying the Monkey Suit Twister. Monkey Suit Twister shirt.
How will we get that with my hair? My hair's too short.
I actually
I can't do that with the...
Actually, I mean, years ago, I had made a graphic that I posted on the Instagram and on the website where I photoshopped a giant mohawk on your head, and I could take that same graphic and make it look very punk. I'm envisioning something with a halftone, like where you halftone with all the like dots on it would look really cool.
That and put that on the head, mine will outbeat your shirts. I'm telling you, the way them people are, that way you guys are thinking, they'll be sold out before you get yours started.
I think it's possible.
Like the chat room. No, they'll be taking them all.
Yeah.
Because I know that's what they're asking for.
Yeah, I mean...
people, what they ask for, they'll go for. That's the key of the business.
I think one thing I want to stress is that in the meantime, before all this happens, get your Uncle the Podcast tie-dye now, because I'm planning on only doing this one run of that. So, and it's a cool thing. I'm really proud of it as a thing we have out there. Uncle, because it's, to me, it's like a piece of art almost, you know, like we each shirt that we tie-dye, it's like, you know, we do it by hand, and it's got like that special touch to it. It's not just something like we have printed and we send it out. So it's a special thing. I feel
gotta
like,
say it's doing better than the cards.
Yeah.
From the standpoint of they can wear a shirt, clothing.
Oh, now here's an interesting question Creative Accents has. I've been wondering this myself, CA. He says, Uncle, have you been recognized yet wearing your own shirt?
People from around people?
Yeah, because I know that here in the neighborhood, you wear the shirt and you walk the dogs.
I walk the dog.
Does anybody ever notice that you're wearing a shirt of yourself on it?
They haven't said anything.
They haven't said anything yet.
No.
Okay, that's unfortunate, I have to say.
That's unusual.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
because it's only the people that are into this business that will look. I figured these people out.
You're talking about people that listen to podcasts.
Broadcasting. Of course, our neighbor, our next door, the new person that I gave the card
to, podcast listener?
He hasn't seen it yet because I don't know where he has been. But that guy, if he saw it, he probably would say something.
Uncle, I just realized before we go any further, we are taking calls as we always do. I don't think we mentioned that. So it's a live show. You can call in 319-527-5016. Please do. We'd love to talk to you. I'd love to have you call in. Also, Skype. You can send a message to Chuck at charles.ocelli through Skype. So charles.ocelli Skype, or call 319-527-5016. We would love to have you on here. So live show. But yeah, I was thinking that thing today because you, as you can see now, you're wearing
the same thing. I was thinking of the same thing when I'm walking. I know what you're thinking. I was thinking the same thing. People are interested in the show. They will look at it. I'm thinking, this is how I'm thinking. I'm thinking if they really listen to broadcastings, the people around us, they'll look at the show. I mean, that's the way the people think. You got to think what their brain's thinking, and that's how they think.
You got to get the head of the customer, Uncle.
That's the head of the customer.
Get in there, yeah.
Right, so,
I
don't say anything, and they just see the show. Oh, if they say something, then I will speak. It's the people have to see the show, like they see, and then if they speak about it, I will talk.
I'm just wondering.
That's how I do it. That's how I do the business.
Podcast listener or not, I wonder how many people have noticed that shirt that you wear is your picture on it. I feel like somebody must have noticed that. I would think
they probably do, but they just didn't want to tell.
Although I have to say, I frequently wonder what people think just normally when they walk by you when you're out walking around. So that's just a thought that I kind of have regularly.
Yeah, nobody really actually, since this COVID stuff started, I hardly see anybody really. To tell the truth, only
it's not
people, but
not that many people. I mean, it's kind of secluded up here in our neighborhood. Not that many people walking around, but I mean, they're out there. I see people when I'm out walking. I don't know. It's just something that will keep you up to date with whenever somebody talks.
Send
Uncle.
One to your boss, or show your boss one.
My boss at work?
Yeah,
I should give him an Uncle shirt.
Think what he thinks about it.
Okay, maybe I'll do that.
I mean, that's something.
Maybe I could. I mean, we don't have company Christmas parties, but if we did, that I could bring that. Like, here's a prize for the Christmas party. That'd be a real winner. But we don't have that, so that's not an option. So.
You don't have Christmas party?
Yeah, no, I'll have to get creative on that one. So we'll have to see what we can do. Maybe there will be a creative accident that happens to me to the shirt.
Crazy accidents. You need some help.
But yeah, if anybody out there, if you want to support the show, if you like it, all I'm saying is buy Uncle the T-shirt. It's still available. It will be for a while. So buy your T-shirt. We still have them there. If you have an extra large, we're working on getting more of them. If that's what you need, you might not be able to order one of them immediately, but they'll be back. And look for in the future the Age of Transitions and Ocelli Effect shirts. I do have the capital to invest to get a supply of them. So I'm going to get them, and then they will be up and available as well. And I will be sending at least an Age of Transitions shirt, maybe Age of Transitions and Ocelli Effect, I don't know, to Ray, because he deserves it, because he is the winner of Name That Tune. We have a winner! Name That Tune has a winner. Maybe I'll pull up
Last week.
Yeah, we have last week's game. We have a winner. It's Ray in Australia, the Ford Freak,
That's the guy
aka.
you said. Oh, you were sending it to.
Yeah, I sent him a shirt a while back. I doubt it's even made it to him because of the international mail. But he has his shirt that he ordered and paid for from me already.
Oh,
Guys, would you like Ray to join us on air?
Yeah, of course we
go
would.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right, hold on a second, and I'll make that happen because he sent me a message on Skype, as people can do, and yeah, so we'll get him. Just give me a sec here.
Nice.
But he asked to be dragged into the. I don't know what he's got to say about all this. Totally unplanned live radio. So here we go. Let's see. He should be joining us shortly. You'll see the message come up, guys. But again, you can message me, Charles.Ocelli, you the listener, that is, can message me, Charles.Ocelli, and ask me to drag you into the show. That's what I'll do. You know, it's funny. He sent me a message. Now it says he's unavailable. Let's try him again. He's green, though. He's there. I know he's there. So,
Hello.
there he is.
There he is.
Hey, hello.
Yo. What's happening here?
Ah,
Ray, we hear
Hey,
you.
we hear you.
yeah, I just got home from work. Had to throw
Nice.
my phone on charge.
That's why.
It's great to have you here, man. I'm glad you
Yeah.
could call in. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's all right, mate.
Have you
Uh,
heard the exciting news? You're the winner.
You found
Yeah.
out you've been the winner, and you said he bought a shirt.
He did. So thank
Yeah,
you
well,
again for
a
that.
few
We
weeks ago, I think
really
it was.
we really appreciate your order, first of all, and we're excited that you're the winner here.
That's
thanks.
surprising.
I'm kind of thinking of giving it to someone in the chat room.
Well, you know what?
Nice.
Chuck had a really good idea that I think is going to work out, but we're going to have to give it a little bit of time if you're patient. Is that I'm going to have Age of Transitions and Ocelli Effect shirts printed up here soon. And when they're printed, I could send, those to you in lieu of an Uncle shirt because you already have that one.
Oh, that's right.
Do you like the sound
yeah.
of that? Do you like that
You
idea?
like that idea?
Yeah, I like that idea.
So that way you could
Shelly
pick.
Effect shirt sounds good.
Yeah, either that or an Age of Transition shirt, whichever one you want. You would have the voucher, basically a credit for a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Now I understand what happened.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Now it started on me.
Now you get it.
I see what's happened here.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
He bought one of my shirts.
Correct.
He played the game
Mhm.
and won the shirt
He did.
off the game.
Correct.
I can understand why you want to ask someone else. Now I understand. It's just dawned on me. I can understand why you'd want to give it someone else. I fully understand it now.
It's so many twists and turns.
I
and,
understand
in
it
the
now.
story, the
I
saga.
didn't realize it was him before you said you were gonna send. It was a shirt like my color that you were making and you wore for the test
Okay.
and send it out to him. That was one he bought. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yes.
made, or no. The one that
oh,
Ray bought,
Wait,
I
wait,
made in the same color scheme as that because he ordered a different
Right.
size than the one that I would have worn. But
Oh.
yes, essentially that's kind of
Or
what
was
happened.
them
Similar.
It's something like that. And then I'm saying, well, that was a nice shirt. And then he's wearing to test the shirt. Of course, it's a medium. If I would have known he was a larger, I said, wait a minute. He got the wrong size. I didn't know his size, but of course, I would have said, wait a minute.
You following all this, Ray? You got all
Ray,
this?
you getting this?
Yeah.
This is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain to Sidekick.
What are your thoughts? We want to know what's on your mind.
What's
man.
on mine?
I'm kind of easy either way. Credit for a newer shirt, or we can give it away in the chat room.
I think
drop a question or something and see who answers it first.
we're going to go with no matter what, you're going to get an Age of Transitions shirt. That's just, again, you got to give me time because they're not here yet.
Yeah.
They're just in the concept phase of this, but they will be here.
Well, mine
They're
started
going to be
off-
tie-dye as well.
I'm thinking I'm thinking yes, but they'll be different. I'm going to tie-dye it just as like a kind of more of a texture, and they're going to be more uniform than the Uncle shirt, where Uncle can be just any color. I'm thinking of just doing like this sort of ice dye effect as I'm doing on the Uncle shirt, but with either gray or blue, the colors I use on Age of Transitions. It's just, again, like a texture for the shirt to just like make it kind of interesting and make it look.
I started something.
I don't know. What'd you start?
I started the shirts business, and now these guys are going into the business. See how I get going?
Yeah.
I moved this business along.
We're in apparel now, Uncle. What do you think about that?
Well, you got a contest now, though.
It's pretty exciting. I think this
You got a contest of how many shirts you can sell off to pair with how many I'm.
Oh, okay. Yes, of course.
That's a
It will.
contest,
It will be a contest. It will be a competition.
Yeah.
And we'll see if the Age of Transitions shirt can hang with the Uncle the tie-dye, which is a tall order.
That is a tall order.
I guess we'll just see. Yeah.
That's one point.
And I see Robin in the chat is asking, will it be the Tank Man logo? Yes.
I would think so.
I'm planning on using the same graphic that I use on the Age of Transitions vinyl sticker, which is just a different version of the podcast logo, really, which is the Tank Man of Tiananmen Square. So I have a really cool black and white version of that I used for the vinyl stickers that I think is going to work well on the shirt. So look for that.
Yeah, honestly, Aaron, I would love to see the Age of Transition shirt with both the proper gray and blue, and that's the only way it comes. Mm-hmm. I think that would be perfect and each one will be individual, though, because they're all hand done. The tie-dye work is hand done. So every one of them is unique, not only limited edition, but each shirt is actually unique. Mm-hmm. Even if it is the same colors, it's still going to be unique.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. I mean, that's my 2 cents. But, you could go with gray or blue, and that would save you money on dye. But I'm just saying, I personally, I would love to have one with the gray and the blue on it.
Yeah, I could do that too. I might be able to do that. I mean, we'll experiment and we'll see what looks good.
He has to experience these things first before he sends out for a customer. Because that's how he did mine. So that's how he didn't do his. So, that would make sense.
Indeed. So it's just, I mean, I'm having fun with all this, and it's always cool. I thought
he would have fun doing these kind of things. Mm-hmm. Except though, we might have to order some more dye.
We're pretty good on dye right now.
No, the ones, the colors that you want.
I think I'm okay.
It in between
I think I'm. Well, we'll just see. That's no big deal. Getting the dyes is simple. That's easy stuff.
Well, no, I mean, he was saying gray and blue, and you're saying different colors.
Okay.
I mean, you got to mix them then.
Another important question. Robin's asking all the important questions tonight. He's asking, are there Uncle stickers? Uncle, you want to field this question?
I like this. When I want to start some.
Correct.
That's the question.
We don't have Uncle vinyl stickers.
We don't have the vinyl stickers. Only the white ones.
We might have to fix that problem too. We could do that.
Have to fix that if they want some of them.
Mm-hmm. So an Uncle sticker would be pretty easy to do. I just haven't done that yet. We have an Age of Transition sticker that I've done, and I have a few of those. I've actually been sending some of those out to the people who have been buying the Uncle the T-shirt. I've been sending at least one sticker in with the packs of those as a little extra, because I like to send some extras to people. So
yeah, I sent out a few of those Age of Transitions stickers along with other people's packages when I was sending out the hats too. But of course, I'm all out of those. I only had a handful. So, and there is a SquareOcelli.com sticker too, cool. Along with the bumper stickers. So when I get some more Age of Transitions ones, you might get Square Age, Square Uncle, Square Ocelli. So, I like combining and cross promoting it all.
Baby, you're gonna get them soon. Until we get shirts here.
Cool.
I'm waiting on Sidekick here.
Lots of stuff to work on.
Gotta do some work.
Oh, I know it. I know that. We got it.
I mean,
I mean, I'm not worried. We can handle all this. It's not that much to do. As I'm saying, it's fun to do the uncle shirt. So I'm looking forward and getting those other ones and just having it there as this thing that, every now and then an order comes in and I pack it up, I send it out. That's a fun little thing for me to do. It's been a while since I've done that, so it's good to do it again.
Well,
it's a great way to support the show, honestly. Like that's what we have it set up for, is another way for you to support. And I think everybody wins when we do it this way. I really enjoy it. Just saying, Uncle. Ray, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
What's happening in Australia right now?
What's happening in Australia?
Well, where I am, it's about 36 degrees Celsius, which is like, I don't know what that's like 100 and something in Fahrenheit.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's that hot.
That's nice and warm. That'd be swimming in the swimming pool by now.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to settle for a cold beer.
It gets incredibly hot down there. I know. That's like regular temperatures for you? Is that right or no? Is that unusually warm or what?
This time of year, it's a little unusual.
Okay.
Because we're in autumn.
Oh.
Okay.
But during the summer, yeah, we'll have days.
How is the shots coming along down here with you guys? Getting any in you guys' arm?
The vaccinations?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're starting to roll it out here. I'm not going to get one.
Oh, well.
I'm in the same boat as Chuck on that issue.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I would just say that, but now that I've noticed, now they're moving along with them because we got the right person in there trying to do something.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's a thrill a minute seeing these vaccines just fly all over the place. And
before you're in the news, you hear them on the news saying, "Oh, we got more. Oh, yeah. We want a shot."
Yep. But I don't know. How rugged is it down there in Australia where you're at? Is there a lot of like because my uncle had been living down there for a little while, Ray, and I know that he ended up buying, which is uncharacteristic of him to do something like this, but he, out of necessity, bought a 4-wheel drive vehicle because of all like the dirt roads he'd have to drive on. Is it like that where you're at or no? Not so much?
I'm in suburbia, but I have been out on the tracks and stuff. They're pretty fun.
Yeah.
And nighttime out in the bush is awesome because there's no light pollution whatsoever, and you can see all the stars.
Cool.
That's like camping.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's like going out to the desert here, Uncle. If you go out far enough, it's like that here. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Probably compared to where Ray is, I've got more dirt roads in Georgia than he's got right where he's at. So
yeah, quite possibly, Chuck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, he's in a well-developed area. But just like the U.S., there is a diverse set of climates there that one can enjoy, including the desert. And you go.
Our country is mostly desert.
Yeah. The majority of it is. But of course, all along the outer edges, you got all kinds of things there. So kind of interesting, Australia in general. But where he's at, it's more developed. But I mean, it's not like I know we all go to the Crocodile Dundee sort of thought process, where it's like
our fault as Americans that we do that. We can't help it.
Why are you carrying that knife? Watch the knife.
Yeah, and we all think of koala bears and and stuff like that, and kangaroos, right?
Oh yeah.
So
what was it that made him funny? And the girls talking to him. I forgot.
There's
that whole show.
Quite a few funny situations in that movie for sure.
He's talking about that's not a knife. That's a knife. Yeah. I'm sorry, Ray. I don't mean to be offensive. It's because I know a lot of people in Australia are like screw Crocodile Dundee, or at least they were very upset by that. But it was kind of like this is how Americans kind of got to know that is Paul Hogan. You know what I mean? So anyway, sorry. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, they were pretty good movies.
That was a funny one, though. I gotta say, it's funny.
I mean, I appreciate Crocodile Dundee too. How they were able to work in that song that Iggy Pop does, "Wild Child," which was originally like I can't even remember. I want to say Jerry Lee Lewis did the song, but I think somebody else did the song originally, like in the 50s or 60s.
You know what gets me, though, about him is how does he does the tune with the animal?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured that out.
Makes him fall asleep. I mean, wow. That shocks me.
It's quite the trick that he pulled off there. I don't know either.
That part. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
Must have been a Jedi mind trick or something.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's the only real explanation that we have to fall back on with that one. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so Ray in Australia, I just want to say thank you, man, because you're a really great listener and supporter of the show. So we appreciate having you here, and it's always great to have you check in. So I'm glad that you made it here tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks, and not a problem.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to say to the audience, or is that about it? You want to get going, or is there anything else that you'd like to bring up?
Really quickly before Ray does that, I got a note in my Skype which said, "Well, Chuck, why don't you send Ray a hat?" Too late.
I already got one.
He's already got one. So, just saying. Ray's one
exclusive hat in Australia.
Well, really, it was the only one that got sent to Australia. So there you go. So I can't send Ray a hat. I mean, I guess I could if he wants another one, but probably Aaron will get print and send his shirt to you faster than it seems I can get something to you, because it took a long time for you to get your hat.
Yeah, it took 3 months.
3 months.
Oh,
3 months to
goodness.
get you something.
It did. It did.
Usual.
Painful.
But that's the mail business.
Yeah. No, I'm just
Your buddy's team over there. So I kicks.
They're my
buddies.
friends. What can I say? They're my buddies. I like them. I appreciate them. I give them a little salute whenever I see them. I'm like, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I know what you do. More power to you. But the institution you work for is an absolute dump. It's sad. It's depressing. But I appreciate what you do. So thank you. So hopefully the shirt is a little quicker in making it to you, Ray. I mean, we obviously hope that, but time will tell. Yeah. I do know that's on the way, so we've got that going for us. Yeah, so that's a good thing.
Let us know if it gets there before the next Uncle's New Year Revolution, please, because I'd like to know. I mean, I'm making jokes.
It's on its way. I'm sure he's going to get it.
Yeah.
He will, but
I'll take a photo of me wearing it, and I'll post it in the chat room or send it to you guys.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice.
And please send me a copy of the picture, because that way I'll post it on social media and stuff. If you want your face blocked out, we can do that, whatever you want.
No worries.
Well, no, some people requested they wanted their face covered when I did the hat thing. And then some people started just wearing face coverings. So...
What's it? Beep Pete's got his hand over his mouth.
Right, exactly. So, you know what I'm talking about. And so a lot of people had their faces covered in the pictures that they sent. So I'm just saying, if you want to cover your face or cut off your head on the Uncle T-shirt, you can do that too. Which, by the way, the best picture so far of the Uncle T-shirt is the guy from the Party People, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Rod of the former Listening Party podcast. He sent a picture on Twitter, and he's proudly wearing his shirt, and it's a great picture. Great.
Has he getting comments from it? Just curious.
I know that he likes it. He said it's awesome, but I don't know what shirts he may have or what compliments he may have received so far. But
I'm just curious.
But he looks real happy in that picture. Just saying.
Oh yeah, he sure does.
Okay,
it's a great picture. Yeah, but Ray, anything else? Anything else you want to bring to the fore here tonight?
Not really.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, again,
just
great.
Drawing a blank.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, man. No pressure.
Oh, actually,
great. Okay. What?
Did you announce what song I guessed?
Oh no! Why don't you tell the people what the song was? Yeah. We haven't gotten into this. I don't know how I didn't think of it.
Yeah. Well, it was the first song in the medley, and it was "Spirit in the Sky" by Norman Greenbaum.
He got it.
He got it. See
I
that?
told you one of them would wind up getting it. I thought it was going to be the Speedwagon one. But nah, I was wrong.
Yeah,
He
got
got it. Now when
He
that
got
one is gone, that song is done. So we can't
It's
do
done.
any more songs on that song.
Retire it.
Retired that song.
So-
Retired.
I'm
Spirit
glad
in the
it
sky.
I'm glad it was that song.
So
because-
Ray actually picked a song different from what Spent Kent had, and that was a song that I knew what it was. That was the only one I recognized. I didn't recognize Spirit in the Sky.
remember, you were the one that didn't say what it was. You couldn't remember, Chuck.
No, yeah, but
At
REO,
the end of the show, we told you.
no, but REO Speedwagon, I knew. The one that Spent Kent guessed, I knew that one. The first song that you guys did, I did not know at all. I kept thinking it was Deep Purple, Highway Star, and it was not. But that was the first time you did it. But the medley, the only one I knew was the REO Speedwagon song. So
Now, Ray, I have to ask, what was it in the song? What was most noticeable? How did you guess it? How did you go about doing that?
Guess it?
The guitar riff and then the way that Uncle was singing, I guess.
The singing. Okay.
You caught my song? Caught my singing out of it?
He caught it.
That surprised me because
Yeah, I
I've
caught the
been
rhythm of it. I actually had
I've
to look
been
up
trying
who
to-
sung it.
Sure.
I've been
sure.
trying to sing it the rock way, and I'm surprised he caught it with my voice like that because I've been having trouble. How do I sing it with the rock kind of sound? That's what my pop.
Hey, it worked.
It worked on him.
Ray
I guess
knew
they
it.
understood it.
now, see, Uncle gave the cue on that one, but Spent Kent picked up on the guitar riff on REO Speedwagon. So there you go. Mixed results. Different ears get different sounds, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, guys, if you're sticking to the clock, you only got about 13 more minutes, just so you know.
Goodness gracious. All right. Well, I guess. I
Do we
mean,
have any callers out? Who was out on the calls there, Chuck?
Nope. And I sent. I know you're going to ask me about Sunshine. I sent a message to her, and she has not responded. She probably forgot because I didn't talk to her all week. So there's that. Unless she gets in at the last minute. I mean, I'll add her in as soon as she shows up. But that's that. And actually, the phone lines, nothing on there either. So here we are. That's that. So if somebody wants to come in via Skype, especially toward the end here, I'll be more than happy. Charles.Ocelli, I'll drag you in. Just send me a message. Ray did, and I brought him on. So there it is. He got home from work and decided he wanted to jump on, and he did.
it's that simple, everybody. Yeah.
Yep, real easy. Just send Chuck a message.
That's all. I'm glad everybody understands that way.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to know. We're getting the message out. Yeah, and Ray, I want to thank you again. It's really great to talk to you on here. Have a great time as we always do. Yeah, just take care, man. I'll say thanks for being here tonight.
No, not a problem, man. And I guess I am in the future, actually. So it's a message from the future.
Oh, what do you think,
Future
Uncle?
calling?
Time travel on the
'Cause we're-
podcast.
we're ahead of you on the international timeline.
Yeah, where he is, it's March 20th already.
Yep.
March 20th. Wait a minute. It's a Saturday there.
Yeah,
I'm
It
getting
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
ex-
of course, that's time travel. No, wait a minute. That you're back to my favorite show.
the future.
No, the drinking program.
The drinking program.
The drinking program.
New Revolution.
Oh, the New Year's Revolution.
He's on that.
Yes, that's an exercise in time travel, to be
Yeah,
sure.
that's
Absolutely,
it.
yes, it is.
Yeah,
That's my
I got
favorite
to celebrate
show.
New Year's twice.
There you
we
go.
Oh man.
I'm disappointed in Sidekick here.
Well,
I haven't had nothing to drink. Past couple
no,
days.
no. I gotta get back to the dollar store. I mean, what can I
No.
say? Gotta get back in there. We'll be back. We'll
I'm
be back.
thirsty right now.
I just hope that they have something good in there. They don't always have a beer, but when they do, boy, they'll surprise
I
you.
know these customers of mine are dying to have another contest of
A drinking
dollar
contest?
Beer, the dollar beer contest.
We need to figure out some sort of way to make a dollar store beer contest, maybe. I don't know how that would work out, but maybe we'll have to
we'll
conceive
get
that.
study.
Yeah.
Study on that.
So I've got another Skype ad I'm bringing in now.
Oh, okay,
Ooh.
great. All right. Skyper.
Skyper.
Caller.
Caller.
You're on Uncle the Broadcast.
Oh,
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's still calling. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Never mind. In just a moment.
We'll get them.
Cool. I hear something going on there. Sounds like some Skype-like things going on in the background there, Uncle. Did you catch that?
I heard it.
You heard that?
I heard somebody's. Yeah.
Somebody was accessing Skype. I think that's the sound that you usually hear when you. The
Skype is enacting tonight.
Yeah.
Here we
you
go.
fire it up, it makes some sounds.
It's my second song.
Greetings.
Oh, hello,
Greetings. This is Robin.
Robin.
Hey, Robin.
The Green Seed. Hey, Ray.
Robin.
Nice.
Hey, Robin's here. What you up to, my boy? What's happening up there?
Oh, just listening to the shows, enjoying so far.
Oh.
Very, very interesting banter today.
How do you think about these shirts?
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to getting one soon. I actually, my visa ran out in December, and I'm so lazy that I actually have not renewed it yet.
Oh, that has to be done before you start.
Yeah, so
Get that done before you can buy one.
I gotta do that soon because it sounds like the XLs, when they do return, they might be, out the door again quickly. So I'm gonna have to snag one of those up.
Like we've been saying on the show here, is about the sizes. People and Sidekick here have to learn to tell them the size. He's learning that right now.
Slowly but surely.
But that will
for the next
gets
shirts,
that down. What
you could possibly do like a Twitter poll or something like that.
That's a nice idea.
See what size.
See what size people are. First of all,
That's
say
a good idea.
if they're interested, like if you would buy one, what size would you be? Yeah.
That would
because
be a
it does
good
sound
idea.
you have the Uncle Army is a pretty large folks. It sounds like.
Yeah, they're going to be able to really do some hardcore fighting when the war hits. Like we're going to have quite the
army.
Yeah, quite the army. So
it's like this just reminds me. I don't know if you guys are aware of General Buck Naked and the Tupac Army.
No. What is that?
Well, it was a strange. I'm not really big on Vice anymore. I think they've kind of jumped the shark a while ago, but they did a documentary, I want to say maybe 2013 or something, about Liberia. And there was this civil war, maybe in the 90s. And one of the warlords was named General Buck Naked. And,
the name.
And somehow they got like a shipping container of Tupac shirts. And so almost all of their soldiers had Tupac shirts on. And they would fight I don't know if they all would fight in the nude, but they would kill a baby and eat its heart, and then they would fight in the nude, thinking that they were bulletproof. It's really worth checking out.
This sounds familiar. Yeah.
What kind of movies are you been listening to?
This is supposedly real events, Uncle.
Was this the same guy who kept using the word hamburger as like a control?
Yeah, and he had been exonerated because he had become born again.
Right.
So they wiped, and then he would go around, and he would eat at these street meat places and be like, "Hey, you're selling human," because he'd tasted it so many times.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Real strange story. It's worth checking out though.
It sounds familiar now that you bring it up. I know I've heard of this. I haven't looked much into it.
I haven't heard this.
But maybe one day there'll be some war somewhere where we'll be wearing Uncle shirts.
People already are wearing them. Ones that ordered.
Uncle, we got to fill a shipping container with these shirts.
Gives a whole new meaning to street cream. Wow.
Yeah, the street cream.
Yes, the street cream.
Yeah. Anyway, things are going okay. I've actually been under the weather the last couple of weeks, dealing with a few infections. I get a bladder infection every once in a while, so I've been feeling a bit crappy for the last couple of weeks. But otherwise life's okay, and been keeping up on the shows and enjoying it. So
now you all caught up on mine, right, Robin? You all
Oh yeah,
caught up.
I've probably listened to almost all of the Uncle shows over the years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, okay,
awesome.
so he's caught up then.
Oh, he's caught up.
Yeah, he's caught up then. That's what I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wondering,
No,
because
don't have to
I'm
worry
going to
about that.
ask that question to people when they listen.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the customer mine, how long are they?
Yeah. Yeah, I think what we need to do here, unfortunately, is I think we're gonna get going. But before we do, I'll just pitch the opportunity to give shout outs to, first of all, Robin, since he's speaking. Robin, any shout outs
Sure.
you want to give?
Yeah.
We'll give a shout out to Ray down under there for his astute ear. I was very impressed with that.
Yeah.
And shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Biden stumbling today. That was good.
Stumbling. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
He's just having a hard time with stairs these days. So.
Yeah, I understand.
I heard
I
he's
mean,
learning
I
things
get
about
it.
his dogs.
I get it.
And
Yeah,
shout out to Creative Accidents. He's probably the best Uncle fan out there.
Yeah, well, meanwhile,
everybody
Uncle
live.
Joe was doing his Gerald Ford impression, right? So, but meanwhile, yeah.
Anyway, those are my shout outs for today. Thanks for taking the call today. And
All
we'll be
right,
up
Robin.
next week.
All right, sounds good. Take care, man.
Thank you.
Right on.
Glad to
Cheers,
have
guys.
you. And then
Adios.
Ray, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
I'm going to shout out Chuck for producing the show and supplying the network.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, definitely a shout out to both you, Aaron, and Uncle.
You.
Thank you. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm going to echo Robin on this one. Creative Accidents. You must have the fastest fingers on a keyboard I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
You know, something to be said about that. He's awesome in 3 chat rooms at the same time and still banging them all out, and keeping ahead of everybody. It's amazing.
They make that Crazy Accidents will make that chat room going. I like that fella because he moves the chat room around.
He keeps it moving.
He keeps it moving. Where some guy would go in there, just listen and have nobody talk to. You're completely different than like he would be.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what my point.
well, thank you, Ray, for calling in. It's great
Thank
to
you
talk
for
to you. We'll
calling
talk
in.
to you again, man. Take care.
Take care.
Will do, man. Have a good night, guys.
You do.
All right, we'll do. And then I'll give a quick shout out right here. I saw somebody going by the name Born in Pixie in the chat a minute ago saying, just wanted to let you know that I found your podcast recently and I'm listening. So Born in Pixie, thank you. Thank you for being here. It looks like they were listening from YouTube and chatting from YouTube. So thank you for joining the chat room and for listening and for that. So shout out to you.
Again?
It looks like it.
Look at them. They're coming to me. See this?
They're drawn right in.
Right for everybody. Shout out. Everybody in that chat room. I'm going to shout out to all of you.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you again, Chuck. Well, shout out to you.
Shout out to Chuck. He deserves it.
Deserves this kind of work.
Show Chuck some love. Ocelli.com. Join his Patreon. How about that?
Yeah, that too.
There you
shout
go.
out to that. And
we have a Patreon if you want to join that too.
Oh, yeah. Cool. We have a Patreon if you want to join that.
All right.
The chat and the Swordman.
The Swordman.
I haven't gone to talk to the Swordman for a while. I would like to get on him.
Well, it looks like things are opening back up, and when they do,
get to that boss man, and I want to talk to him about something. I have some business for him to do.
We'll be back.
I want to know if I talk to him. So shout out to him, and shout out to the party people, and the beef people.
Oh, okay. It looks like Born in Pixie saying, found you all through listening to Chuck. Oh, there we go. So there's another shout out to Chuck. All right, cool. Nice.
Dude, Chuck.
Very good. I like it. Yeah. Good connections here tonight. Having fun on the show. And then if you're on Twitch, stick around. I'm going to try to come back in a few minutes and do a special Twitch fun night where we just hang out and do stuff.
Get on the Twitch.
So
and you listen to Sidekick. So he would do all this talking.
I will do all that talking. So hang around there. I will be back, if only to say, well, I can't be here tonight, just like last week. But I'm going to try my best to hang out.
Well, you just stay on that.
Whoa, look at it. Okay, it's all right, Uncle. Don't worry.
Okay. Shout out to the kids I hear in the background.
So yeah, the kids in the background are making some noise. So clearly, I have to be with them for a few minutes, and then I'll be back. Okay. And yeah, at Uncle Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, UncleThePodcast.com, live every Friday night on Ocelli.com. Thanks so much for listening, everybody, and for being here. Uncle, what else do you have?
Well, that's the show. See you next week.
See you next week. Take care.
Again.